opportunity missed for Wrexham, of course, over in League 2 as they drop points at the race for the top of the table. But can they make up this weekend? We're going to take a little look next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video. Today we're looking forward to match day, what is it, number 30, of course, over in League 2, and we'll get to that in a second. If you know where you've been, smash your subscribe button back up to all things League 30, what was League 2 related, Blackburn Rovers related, woo, football related, all here, boys, under one roof. Of course, I'm at work here. On a weekend, trying to get the videos done for the respective week. And we got, of course, FA Cup is the predominant focus over in England, but there are still some games over in the EFL, and including League 2. And we're going to take a look at it, all of it in a second. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs. They are the patrons. You know who you are. And again, if you're new, make sure you check out the links down below. And, of course, subscribe. Of course, we are jumping into the vortex right here, right now. We are hoping the next time you see me to be back to normality with, of course, a big update to the Prediction League and all that kind of jazz. So please bear with me this final week as I return to Deepest Darkest Georgia next week. So let's, of course, remind ourselves of what went on last time around before we, of course, look forward to the next round of games. Of course, kick it all off with the recap of the results right here, right now on the screen. Only a handful of games came on here, of course, with the snow and the freeze and all that kind of jazz. Maybe I'll scoot you over here. No, I don't want to scoot you over here. Let's keep you where you are here. So, Salford against Colchester United postponed. Of course, Barrow and Crewe did get ahead. Crewe with the big victory for them, climbing up to 4th in the table now as Barrow take a tumble down to 5th. Meanwhile, Bradford City against Doncaster postponed. We'll do that again another day. Meanwhile, Gillingham against Forest Green was a 1-1 draw. Of course, a lot of drama off the field for the Vegans. Of course, sacking Troy Deeney. Big changes going to go on over there. I imagine maybe a big point as well for Forest Green in the end. Meanwhile, Walsall, Accrington Stanley again postponed, as for Harrogate and Grimsby. Mansfield Sutton also did not get to go ahead. MK Dons and Morecambe did get to go ahead. 2-1 win it was for Morecambe. A big win for them to try and climb themselves back into the playoff contention. Newport County against Wrexham in the battle of the Welsh lads. That's right. Big win for Newport County. Wrexham, like I said, did take a missed opportunity to go top. And now, of course, will remain in second spot. Notts County, Stockport County, that was, of course, postponed. Swindon Town against Tranmere and Wimbledon against Crawley also postponed. So a lot of games not going on. So we'll have to revisit those whenever we come around. But let's take a look at the table as it stands. As you can see, Notts County, they're into 6th spot, but Stockport County lead the charge in top spot. Wrexham 2nd, and of course Mansfield with the game in hand in 3rd in the table. Crewe, Barrow, Notts County, and then MK Dons are in the playoff spots. Sutton and, of course, Forest Green Rovers are going down, both on 19.6 points away from safety. But they do have a couple of games in hand, as do Sutton, to try and close in on Colchester. So we'll see if, of course, that is the case. Let me just figure all this out. Yes, let's get, of course, into the next round of games then, shall we? Of course, by looking at those games that are coming at you this coming weekend. Now, again, there are a few games that are going to be not happening due to the FA Cup. But of course, we're going to take a deep dive look at the ones that will go ahead. Might I add, there are a few games going on this midweek, of course, on Tuesday, January the 23rd. We take a look at, of course, Bradford against Salford, Mansfield against Sutton, MK Dons against Wimbledon, of course, that big old derby, and Morecambe against Crewe. Those games are not reflected in this and not going to be reflected in the form as we do a deep dive into the games. So let's take a look at some of the games that are going to go ahead. Of course, I think the first one is going to be Crewe against Salford, because I cannot see Harrogate and Newport County. So that game is not going to go ahead according to my knowledge. But if it was to go ahead, it would have went with a 1-0 win for Harrogate Town. Meanwhile, Crewe, they are going to be taking on Salford City. That's coming at you on Saturday, January the 27th. So let's take a look at that one then, shall we? Now, these two sides. I predicted the 5 times in 2019, but 2 wins for Crewe, 3 for Salford. No draws so far. Of course, Crewe in the back of a 4-1 win. Their biggest over Salford, scoring 11 goals in total. 2.20 goals a game on average. Salford, though, their biggest win, 3-0 win, scoring 14 goals in total, 2.80 goals a game on average. Salford now under Carl Robinson, 21st in the table with 27 points on the board. Of course, back-to-back games now without a loss. Against the Crewe side, who are 4th, 50 points on the board right now, winning 5 on the spin. And of course, 4 on the spin, and they're looking to add a 5th to that. Last time around, that these two sides played each other at Gresty Road. It was a 4-3 win for Crewe back in March 2023. But the bookies have this game. Crewe 6-5 on for the victory, 3-1 is your Salford, and 11-4 is, of course, the draw. I'm back in at Crewe here, even though Carl Robinson is a good manager. I think they'll get they'll drag themselves clear of safety in the end. Salford Salford. But I think next season is the season to keep an eye out for Salford in League Two. Meanwhile, Doncaster Rovers against Stockport. That's coming at you over the Keep Moat as well on January the 27th. Now these two sides. I played the 5 times 2004. 3 wins for Doncaster, 1 for Stockport, and 1 draw. Of course, biggest win for Doncaster, 4-2 win. They got 9 goals scored in those 5 games, 1.80 goals a game on average. Stockport though, 1-0 win, their biggest win, 5 goals in total. That's 1 game again on average. Now Stockport, 67% form for them right now, just 1 win in 4 for them. They hit a bit of a bump in the road. They are 54 points in the moment in League Two, and of course top the table at the moment. Doncaster though, 20th in the table, 28 points right now, 42% form for them, winning twice out of the last 6 games. Last time around though, over at the Keep Moat was 2-1 for Doncaster back in August 2022. That was in League Two. The bookies have this one. Doncaster 10-3 for the victory, 13-5 is the draw, 5-4 on is of course your Stockport county here. We're going to go with them. 2-0 win at on the road, and of course big movers up the table. Meanwhile, Morecambe taking on Colchester United. That's right, coming at you over in Morecambe. Now these two sides played each other 11 times. 2016 got 4 wins for Morecambe, 1 for Colchester, 6 draws of course. Now the biggest win for Morecambe was a 3-0 win, scoring 13 goals in total, 1.18 goals a game on average. Meanwhile, Colchester coming at you with a 1-0 win, 7 goals scored in 11 games, 0.64 goals a game on average. Of course, Danny Cowley and his brother are now, of course, at the helm here at Colchester. Back-to-back draws for them, but they are 22nd in the table with 25 points on the board. Morecambe, though, 13th at the table, 37 points on the board, and they, of course, coming at you with 42% form for them, just 1 win in the last 6, of course. Last time they played each other in Morecambe, it was a 3-0 win for Morecambe back in January 2021. Of course, the bookies' odds for this one, we do have Morecambe coming at you even. Stevens for the victory here, 13-5 is the draw. 5-2 is your Colchester. Out of the Cowleys, I'm going to go with a 1-0 win there for Morecambe on this one. At home, I think they're just going to be too strong and none the same. Meanwhile, Walsall are scheduled to take on Sutton United. That's also coming at you at their best. Got now these two sides I've played together 5 times since 2021. We've got 2 wins for Walsall, 1 for Sutton, 2 draws. Of course, the biggest win for Sutton was a 1-0 win, scoring 4 goals in total, 0.80 goals a game on average. Sutton United, their one and only win was a 4-0 win. Goodness gracious me, 6 goals scored in those 5 games, a 1.20 goals a game on average. Sutton United though, 33% form for them right now, just 1 win in 6. They are 24th for the table with just 19 points right now, up against the Walsall side, 50% form for them right now, winning 3 and losing 3 of the last 6, but they are 15th with 36 points on the board. Now last time that these two sides played each other at the Bescott, it was a 1-1 draw back in April 2023. But the odds right here right now, looking at this one, Walsall 11-8 on for the victory, 7-2 is just Sutton, of course, are going to go down, it looks like. 11-4 is, of course, the draw here. Going to go with the draw here. I think Sutton will try to nick a cheeky wee point, but it's not going to amount to much in their battle for survival. Joining them in the battle for the survival is Forest Green Rovers and Accrington Stanley coming at you this coming 27th of January. Dan Connor at the helm at the moment, up against John Coleman and Accrington Stanley. Now these two sides have played 11 times, 2003, 3 wins for Forest Green, 6 for Stanley, 2 draws of course. Now the biggest win for the Vegans, 2-1 win, scoring 12 goals in 11 games, 1.09 goals a game on average. Stanley though, biggest win for them, 4-1 win, scoring 19 goals in 11 games, 1.73 goals a game on average. Stanley though, 42% form for them right now, winning twice of the last 6 games up against the Forest Green Rovers side. Just 1 defeat in the last 4, however, drawing 3 of the last 6, of course, but they haven't won in the last 9 games. On 25% form for them, 23rd on the table, and 19 points on the board. Last time around, the over in Forest Green, it was 2-1 win back in September 2022. That was in League One, of course. That was just last year. Last year, of course. The odds here, though, we have Forest Green coming at you at 11-8 for the victory, 15-8 is just Stanley, 12-5 is, of course, the draw here. And back in Stanley, 2-0 win for them, grinding out the results and moving up the ladder they go. Grimsby Town up against Tranmere Rovers coming at you over in Grimsby. Now, these two sides have played each other 27 times in 1993. 9 wins to Grimsby, 12 for Tranmere. We've got 6 draws, of course. The biggest win for Grimsby, 5-2 win, scoring 32 goals in 27 matches, 1.19 goals a game on average. Tranmere, though, the flip side, 5-0 win, the biggest, 42 goals scored in 27 matches, 1.56 goals a game as well. Tranmere, though, 67% form for them right now, back-to-back defeats. Of course, hit a bit of a bump in the road here under Nigel Atkins, 80th for the table with 33 points on the board. Up against the Grimsby Town side, just 1 win in 6 for them, 33% form for them, 19th for the table with 28 points on the board as well. Last time around, though, in Grimsby, it was a 2-1 win for Grimsby back in December 2022. The bookies have on this one Grimsby 13-10 for the victory, 15-8 is your Tranmere, 5-2 is the draw. Going to go with a 2-1 win for Tranmere here. I think they're going to sneak a win and move up the chains and see how they go. MK Dons taking on Gillingham, of course, big week for MK Dons, taking on Wimbledon midweek, but taking on Gillingham in this one right here, right now. over at the Stadium MK. Played each other 27 times since the year 2000. 10 wins for Milton Keynes, 11 wins for the Gills, and 6 draws, of course. The biggest win for MK Dons was a 4-1 win, scoring 48 goals in 27 matches, 1.78 goals a game on average. Gillingham, though, 3-0 win, the biggest, scoring 47 goals in 27 matches, 1.74 goals a game. The Gills, though, 58% form for them right now, losing once of the last 5. Of course, they are 8th in that discussion for playoffs, 42 points on the board. Up against the MK Dons side, 67% form for them right now, winning 4 of the last 6. However, 2 defeats of the last 3, 7th in the table, 42 points on the board as well. Last time around, over at the Stadium MK, it was a 0-0 draw back in January the 1st, 2022. But the odds right here, right now, 11-10 on is your MK Dons, 23-10 is the draw, and 16-5 is your Gills here. Tough one to call, but I'm back in the host here. 2-0 win for MK Dons. Meanwhile, Notts County gets Barrow, a bit of a zinger chicken dinner, of course, the battle for the playoffs. Of course, Notts County, now under the managerialship of Stuart Maynard, up against Peter Wiles Barrow, of course. Played each other 3 times, 2019, 1 win apiece, and 1 draw. Of course, the one and only win for Notts County, 2-0 win. The one and only win for Barrow, 3-0 win. In fact, Barrow scored 4 goals compared to Notts County's 3 over the course of those 3 games. A 1.33 goals a game ratio for Barrow, 1 goal a game ratio for Notts County. Notts County on 42% form for them right now, 2 wins of the last 6. They are 6th in the table with 43 points on the board. Up against the Barrow side, 42% form, also just 1 win in the last 6. They are 5th in the table with 49 points on the board, of course. Last time around, these two sides played each other at Notts County. It was a 3-0 win for Barrow back in November 2019. That was in the National League. But the odds here for this game, we've got Notts County 5-4 for the victory, 2-1 is your Barrow, 13-5 is, of course, your draw here. Tight one to call here, but I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for Notts County on this one. Swindon Town taking on Bradford City, of course, coming at you over at Swindon. Now, these two sides have played each other, according to my eyes, 27 times in 1996. We've got 10 wins for Swindon, 9 for Bradford, 8 draws, of course. The biggest win for the Swindon was a 4-1 win, scoring 30 goals in total over the course of those 27 matches, 1.11 goals a game on average. Bradford, though, 4-1 win, their biggest, 32 goals scored in 27 matches, 1.19 goals a game on average. Of course, the Bantams, 42% form for them right now, just 1 win in 6. They are 16th for the table with 35 points on the board. Up against the Swindon Town side, with 25% form for them, just 1 win in 6. They are 17th for the table with 34 points on the board as well. Last time around, over at Swindon, it was a 1-0 win for Swindon back in April 2023. But the odds right here, right now, 90-10 is your Swindon. You've got 13-5 is the draw, 5-4 is your Bradford City on this one. Going to go with a 2-0 win for Swindon, taking the points and moving the chains, of course. Then we do have Wimbledon taking on Mansfield, a bit of a zinger, of course, towards the top end of the table. Of course, Mansfield flying high in 3rd, Wimbledon down to 10th right now. But they played each other 13 times since the year 2010. Got 5 wins for the Dons, 5 for Mansfield, 3 draws, of course. The biggest win for Wimbledon, 5-2 wins, scoring 18 goals in those 13 games, 1.38 goals a game on average. Mansfield, though, 5-2 win, their biggest, scoring 17 goals in those 13 matches, 1.31 goals a game on average. Mansfield, though, just 1 defeat the last 6, 67% form for them right now. They are 3rd, 50 points on the board. Up against the Wimbledon side, 42% form for them right now, 2 wins of the last 6, 10th for the day with 39 points on the board. Last time around, though, over at Plough Lane, it was a 3-1 win for Mansfield back in March 2023. But the odds right here, right now, Mansfield 8-5 for the victory, 11-5 is the draw, 7-4 is your away win, which of course is Mansfield, of course. 1-1, of course, in the end, point apiece. Mansfield will be happy. Of course, Wrexham was supposed to take on Gillingham, but they got a small matter of Blackburn Rovers in the cup. But if this game was to go ahead, I would have went with a 2-0 win for Wrexham as well. Now, that's, of course, my take on it, guys. Make sure you get your own take on it as well. And if my predictions come on in, we will, of course, have a table that looks something, I can't bloody move, there we go, something a little bit along these lines here, guys. Of course, it would be Stockport County top, Wrexham second, of course, with my picks. Crewe there in 3rd space, squeaking up there ahead of the likes of Mansfield, Barrow, Notts County and MK Dons. Going down, still Sutton United, Forest Green Rovers. That's, of course, my take on it, guys. Make sure you get your own take on it as we look forward to the return of a full, jam-packed fixture list next time around with no FA Cup distractions. And, of course, I'll be back in deepest, darkest Georgia with, of course, the background and, of course, an updated prediction league. But until then, subscribe, catch you later for the next one. But until then, we're done.